And now we are celebrating our mother, okay? 4 decades, sweetie. How does it feel to just be here in her essence and her all? And describing your next project, use a Mariah Carey song.
I just don't know if it's possible. Like, I'll be honest, no Mariah Carey song could ever be anything.
Yeah, we're not quite
could
there
any-
yet.
be anything. I mean,
Twitter
look at
will
us.
tell you that.
Look at us tonight.
Look at us now.
After taking in FLO's sophomore album, Therapy at the Club, I truly understand why Stella came up to me last week and said, I cannot wait for you to hear this album. That was the first thing that she said, and the excitement in her face, the pride in her voice. Once I finished my first full listen of this album, I said, I get it. That was the first thing I thought of. I said, I understand. FLO have released their second album, which includes the singles Leak It, Therapy at the Club, Don't Break Her Heart, and Remedy. What are my thoughts taking in this album? I have played it a couple of times today.
Oh, y'all, I forgot to ask. What do y'all think about the album? Like, comment down below. Let's chat.
And wow. I am going to be bold in saying this. Some might disagree, but I genuinely believe they outdid their debut album. And don't get me wrong, yes, there are great songs on that album. Yes, there's Breaking My Rules, title track, Caught Up. Yes, great songs. Absolutely. And I will not contest that. I do believe the debut album served its purpose. How and ever, there is a level of confidence that I hear in these ladies individually and as a group in this second album. Georgia, I get why she had to get surgery on her vocals because she sang down on this album. What? No. Ad-libbing the roof down, okay? I love the fact that Georgia, Renee, and Stella shine in their own way on this album, whether it's in co-writing, whether it's in their vocal delivery. FLO themselves definitely described this album better than I think anybody could. And they said their second album reimagines the club not just as a place of nightlife, but as a site of confession, release, and self-possession across the emotional arc of a night out. From pre-game to morning after, leaning into dark, euphoric R&B and pop with diaristic storytelling.
Let me just say, this was mostly a pop album with a few pure R&B songs. And of course, when I say pop in regards to FLO, it's obviously going to be pop with some R&B leanings. Let me just say, I do agree with him. They seem very confident on this album, which I'm really happy about. With second albums, it's always touch and go. And it's obvious that they want to pivot into more of a pop lane. Now, will they find success? I don't know, because y'all have seen from my videos and y'all noticed probably in the musicscape right now, we're having a black female pop crisis. We don't really have a successful, thriving black pop star out. Maybe SZA, you could consider her a black pop star. That's the closest that we have, I think, at the moment. So if FLO tries to enter that space, it could be more difficult for them. But it's like, I also understand they want to grow, they want to expand. It's just that their music needs to really step it up.
I just don't know if it's possible.
But I will say, if they do go more pop, I don't know if they'll find more success in R&B or they'll find more success in pop. Tell me what y'all think.
The record explores desire, heartbreak, confidence, and healing in real time together. And as I was listening to this album, the word that just kept banging in my head: intentionality. I love how experimental the album is overall. I love the dark elements of it sonically, and it really ties with the artwork behind me. The vocal production on this album is so rich, it's so crisp, that I kept looking at the credits. Shout out to Oak and everybody else that was involved in the vocal department, because the quality is truly chef's kiss. I love the sequencing of this album. I love the pace of this album. They know when it's time to pick the energy up. I love the transitions on this album. Cry Ugly into Leak It, Sober into the title track, Floating into Miss You Missing Me. It's time for me to get into my favorite songs. You see, Floating, that is not just one of the best songs on the album, if not the best song on the album. It is one of the best.
So I hate to say this, but A lot of the songs on the album, the only thing I remember is that it was quality, right? Voices were great. Production was sometimes overpowering. You know, the best production for FLO is just acoustic. Just listen to their voices. But they always put out quality. When I say they need to step it up with their music, it just needs to be not better quality, but just more catchier. Because right now, nothing sticks in my mind. Like, I listened to this album, nothing made me stay. I think the closest to a standout was Cry Ugly and Hater Booth. Nothing made me want to stay. And maybe that's true to the concept, because therapy at the club is a journey. We're pre-gaming, going to the club. We're actually at the club. We're partying. We're leaving the club. And I guess we're never coming back to the club. I don't know. Let me read some comments here. Cat's Eye are going to continue with their Coco Melon music. Very remedial. I haven't listened to it yet, but I love Leak It. You know what? I do like Leak It. I just, there's something about FLO's songs where it's like, there's something about them that I can't de facto say, oh, I've had this on repeat or no skips. There's just something about, it's like they're almost there. You know how Coco Jones put out that video saying that people always say that she's almost there, she's close to something?
Just feel like the thing with me is like, dang, she's almost there. It's like almost clicking. Like, what the hell is the almost, and why is there always an almost?
That's how I feel about FLO. Like, almost there. They have a formula that they're working with. It's working for them well enough, but there's something about them, they're just not quite there. I like Therapy at the Club, but I've only listened to it once, so I don't have much of an opinion. Yeah, you know what? I listened to it, I think, around 1.5 times, and I never really felt the need to listen to it again. And that's not a good feeling. But I will say they did have a lot of personality in this album, and they put in a lot of effort, you could tell. I'm just getting to a point where I'm just realizing that FLO isn't the artist for me. Like, I'm tired of complaining. I'm gonna take the hint. This is not an artist that's making music that I like. And that's okay. Doesn't mean they suck. Doesn't mean they're bad. I just have different tastes.
Songs in their catalog, period. Their vocals, hey, my goodness, I was blown away. I felt chills listening to that song. And I have to say, this album definitely made me appreciate the songs that they chose as singles prior to its release. Don't Break Her Heart. If you break her heart, I will make you pay. First of all, your oh, you don't? No, it's Georgia's ha 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 ha. That ad-lib, don't do.
You know what's so interesting? I do appreciate Georgia singing her butt off on this album, but I've noticed that she's the only one that's kind of doing it, and this is what. So we're gonna talk about Siren. Sorry, we're gonna talk about Siren later on in the video. This was Siren was a trio, and it was a group that everyone could sing lead, and everyone was singing their butts off. Everyone was doing the ad-libs, this, that, and the third. And so whenever I see a group like this, it's like, not everyone can sing lead, and I won't pinpoint who can't sing lead. I'm not doing that, but I don't want just Georgia doing all the over-singing, ad-libbing. I want everybody to be doing ad-libs and just singing all over the place. Like, Siren's EP, everyone's doing ad-libs. Like, they got the soul. Just from them doing that, see them more pop than R&B, because they can't really get into that soul pocket. You know what I mean? Siren had the soul. FLO is R&B, heavy on the R&B. They're like soul light, where they kind of take you to the church doors, but they won't really take you all the way to church, and that's fine. But I wanted more than just Georgia doing all the ad-libs and singing, wow.
I Can't Be High Around You Anymore, Under My Regime, would have been a single. There's one song though. A lot of you would know what I'm about to talk about. It's Pose. Pose, bitch. When I saw Pose, I thought about Rihanna straight away, title-wise. But that might be...
How did you guys like Pose? Because I think they sampled it from like to the beat, dun 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 dun. And I'm like, this song has a lot of personality. That was a good thing about the song. Did I like the song overall? No, I found it slightly, just a little bit annoying, but they seemed like they had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, we absolutely.
And that's the feeling I got from this album, was like freedom. Like they really went out the box, and kudos to them. They really experimented. So yeah, good for them. Let me read some comments here. Yep, FLO knows how to do transitions. Leak It sounded better sandwiched in the album. Oh, is Georgia's boyfriend still their manager? Okay, so Georgia was on that Keke Palmer podcast, and she clarified. She said that her boyfriend is part of the management team. He is not their manager. He just works for their management team. So maybe she put him on. I like their ad-libs, but nothing can beat Michael Jackson's ad-libs. How did Michael get into this? Come on now. I just like their attempts at going mainstream. In my bag, Fly Girl, check. Well, you know, what do you mean they're... Come on now. Like, I don't blame them. They came out straight out the gate. They want to be the biggest group in the world. Like, they said that they wanted that. That was always their aim. They've always alluded to Destiny's Child, the last big, great R&B group. But come on now. Like, I know you don't have to like when they try to be more mainstream, but I'm not too mad at it. I mean, I expected it. They said, they were telling us up front. But I wonder what they have to sacrifice to get there, and I wonder what their sound is going to be. And you know, the irony is going to be is when they actually go mainstream, and that's when I'll probably actually like their music. Because right now, the ratio is, for whatever 5 songs that FLO puts out, maybe I'll like one. And that one song could be kind of iffy to where, like, I have to be in a certain mood to listen to it. Because my all-time fave FLO song is Change, from their surprise EP, 3 of Us. And I think my second most favorite song is it Check? The Acoustic? And what was that song that they did around Coachella of 2024 or last year? It's like y'all know that song. They were in the desert. See, I can't remember the song. They're not that memorable to me. Pose wasn't as bad as expected. I like the Juicy J feature. I don't remember his feature. Because the girls were just so... The girls just kind of took over that whole song. Like, I don't remember the feature at all in the song. I just remember Renee and Georgia just doing their biggest one and just being the goofiest ever. One thing about FLO, they're able to make fun music fun music with effort. That's it. That's the song. Caught up. And crap, didn't they have an acoustic version of that song? Yeah, that's my top 3. And I don't think I'll ever revisit FLO. Like, after this is the first FLO album I didn't buy. And I'm wondering if they're trying to get a Grammy nom, like a pop Grammy nom. That'd be really, really good for them. And I wonder if they would play more pop spaces or market themselves in more pop spaces. That would be very interesting. And you know what? Perfect timing, too, since Cat's Eye's on the decline. I'm being messy, sorry. They have a whole lane open to them. I mean, Girl Set's there, too, but, you know, I don't know how long Girl Set's gonna last.
The only song that I personally, please don't come and shoot me now. I personally would not go back to. You know, I get the intention. It's very much on female terms, like being drunk in the club. You know, I get the intention, but is it for me, Emmanuel? Now, okay, put pose aside. This is truly a phenomenal album. I'll be honest and say I was not expecting to say this, but definitely I can see this being one of my favorite albums of 2026.
Oh, yes. FLO's Therapy at the Club is the best pop album of the year. That's best pop album. That is best pop album. And the album is poppy as hell. Like, this is a full pop era.
How do y'all feel about FLO going pop? Do you feel like they're abandoning you guys? Because me, I feel like it's a good direction. I kind of was already expecting it. Now, how pop they went, like hearing Haters Booth, I'm like, this is a straight up 80s pop song, kind of, which I'm not mad at, because like I like a lot of 80s pop, and I was like, wow, I did not expect them to dive into this, but I welcome it. You know, I won't really be there to hate it, so I'm not really their fan. But tell me how y'all feel.
And I'm enjoying it. And they still have a little bit of their R&B in there. Hey, don't get me wrong. There is some of the R&B in there. They did mix some of that in there. But this is a pop era. And I just think, hey, Grammys, you know what to do. And especially the fact that FLO is already on your radar. Give this the best pop album nomination because it deserves it.
You know what's crazy is that they put in a lot of effort and work for the rollout, but it feels like no one's paying attention to them.
But I mean,
Twitter will tell you that. Yeah.
Or they're still kind of, their momentum has still stalled. I think it kind of picked up with Leak It, but I don't think it rose even more. Leak It rose them up a little bit, and then they just quickly plateaued.
And let me tell you, the second I put on this album at midnight and I heard Side Effects, I was into it. I was in it.
So almost everyone loved this album, but let me play you a review of someone who was disappointed with the album. I just want to make it more balanced. I didn't really watch the video all the way through, but you know, we can dissect it later.
This era just really frustrated me, whereas accessible areas didn't really. Track listings because when you're listening to the album from top to bottom, it kind of all flows into one. Because not every day, 90s R&B. For me at the moment, it's a 9.5 on some of the vocals. I do feel like the girls' vocals sound strained. You are now watching a new episode of I Mally TV. Well, it's a new week and it's a new Music Friday playlist. And there ain't no verdict like the Sun, no speaker verdict, honey. So let's see what the Sun speaker has to say about the new releases of this week. Let's get into this. Why, hello there, my beautiful people. So it is about time that I review FLO's new album. You know, I had to bring the physical copy of Access All Areas to this video to let you guys know that I've been supporting the girls for a long time. Now, if you're a returning viewer here, you know I do not mince my words when it comes to FLO. And I do feel like I am a very harsh critique when it comes to FLO, but that's only because I want the girls to do better.
You know what I just realized? The reason why people are so hard, well, let me just speak for me. The reason why I'm so hard, quote unquote, hard on all these black artists and pop stars is because I really want them to succeed. I don't think I'm harsher on them than any of the white artists I review or think about. But the thing is, because the anti-blackness that's set up and stuff, it's like white people are gonna thrive regardless. They can be mediocre. With black artists, it's like they don't have that luxury, so any amount of criticism could be a hindrance to them. And it's like, do I really want a popular black act with music I don't like and I don't vibe with. Like, I don't know. Like, why am I stuck with these choices? Like, it's so annoying. Let me read some comments. I'm not too big on R&B nowadays, so I don't mind them leaning into pop. Okay, yeah. I think with FLO is that there is a clear lead in the group, but because they're friends and they don't want issues with each other, they won't let her lead the group. I think with FLO is that there's a clear lead in the group, but because they're friends, they don't want issues with each other. Who are you talking about? Put a name on it, Sylvia, bro. Put her name. Georgia has the confidence and leadership, but she's not the lead because vocally she has a lot of... Wait. She's not the lead because vocally she has a lot of range but no control. Oh, are you saying Stella is the lead? The secret lead that they won't... Huh. Oop. She always oversings. Renee has a pleasant tone, but in that group, she downplays her vocal. Stella is the lead, but she downplays her vocal. Wait, stop. You know what? Now that I think about it, I feel like Stella had bigger vocal moments in the previous era. And Renee, I don't know what Renee can do. I would love to see a lot more from Renee than being the rapper and the edge of the group, and being the dancer of the group, basically. But Georgia does seem like the most outspoken, so I just assumed that she was the leader. I get the vibe that the way that they construct the album, when they kept saying that 3 is perfect for them because it's easy to get a majority out of 3, it's like, I am wondering who was that deciding vote. Because let's say Georgia wants a song on there and Renee disagreed, and it's up to Stella to choose between the two. I think because how Georgia's personality is kind of pushy, maybe Stella is more inclined to side with Georgia. I'm not saying Georgia is a bad person or stuff like that, but I can see that kind of dynamic working out. Like Georgia, I feel like Georgia can get her way. But I'm just wondering like who decided. Because what if there's loads better songs? Because funny enough, there's a lot of leaked songs that like leagues better than their official releases. Sometimes I'm just wondering who's making these decisions. I don't want to put anyone in a bad light, but I don't get the feeling that there's an equal say in the group. I mean, her man is on the management team. Yeah. So she does have a lot of sway. I mean, that is a smart move. Like how Beyonce, when she was in Destiny's Child, the management was literally her family. The manager was literally her father. She had a lot of sway. She was gonna succeed regardless. Like, it was the Beyonce show. Girls were smart enough. I would put some family members or some allies in the management as well. It kind of makes me suspicious about Georgia. I don't know. Renee is definitely the quiet one in the group. Yeah, she comes off as quiet, but you know, she does have edge to her. So maybe she's like one of those type of girls where it's like, I'm chill most of the time, but you know, don't test me or I will go off.
Got nothing to say. Silenced.
We're going to go into the album review now. Let me take a sip of my wine, child. Therapy at the Club. What I would say about the album is I enjoyed the track listing and I feel that every track is placed correctly. I gotta commend them for that. I believe there is something for everyone on the album. I believe whatever your music taste is, whether you're pop, R&B, there's something for everyone on the album. What I will say though, my criticisms for the album is vocally on some of the songs it annoyed me, and I feel like the vocal arrangements in some of the songs aren't that strong.
How do y'all feel about that? Because there was a lot of times I was listening to this album and I was just like, it feels really, I don't want to say this, but I literally was looking at the clock, and most of the tracks on the album is like 2.5 minutes long. And I was just looking at the clock like, okay, is it done yet? Not that it was like bad, but nothing really captured me, right? And I've noticed that in a lot of songs that they've dropped doing bridges. Granted, not every song needs a bridge, but you know, pop music nowadays, bridges aren't normal anymore. But you know, FLO was known for that. So I just find it really interesting. But let me know what y'all think below.
I also do feel like on some of the vocals, I do feel like the girls vocals sound strained. And I didn't get that with Access All Areas, but on this album, I do feel like some of the vocals are very screechy and do sound strained. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like some songs on the album. What I will also say is, and this is just my personal review and what I was expecting for the album. I've said in previous reactions, I had high hopes for this album. I was expecting heartbreak anthems, some dance bops, and then some songs like some love songs that will make you like fall in love in the club. And I feel like I didn't actually get that as much.
Tell me what y'all think. Do you think that the marketing concept of the album actually was what the album was about? Because when I was listening to it, I was just like, granted, I'm not a club goer, so I kind of like, I told myself, well, you know, you're not going to fully relate, but I was just like, this album is not completely off base, but it was interesting, but I don't think it fully adhered to the marketing.
I felt like there was one or two tracks that kind of gave me that, but not all, if you know what I mean. And I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a little bit more heartbreaking anthems like Cry Ugly. And I was expecting a little bit more songs like Leak It. And then also going into this whole sophomore album era, I personally wanted this to be their Destiny's Child Writings on the Wall, or even like close to Survivor. I think Destiny's Child's Writing on the Wall is what kind of solidified Destiny's Child and kind of made their sound. And I don't kind of get that. But then at the same time, I was thinking about it, I was thinking, they can make their own lane, they can do whatever they want to do. They're like, this is FLO, this not.
I was not expecting them to hone in on a sound this second album. I was expecting them to be more experimental, because if you're a fan of groups, you kind of know that usually by the third album, that's when groups really lock in and hone in on what works for them. But I will say this second album, though they are experimental, they definitely dived into what was working for them in the past. Like, I think one of the main reasons why they even went this pop was because they saw throughout their projects, their 3 EPs and that one album, before this, they saw that the pop songs were the most popular, and of course they want to be mainstream, so they're like, okay, we're gonna put out more pop. So that's what people like, per the metrics.
Destiny's Child, it's not TLC, this is FLO. I just kind of felt like this album rollout has been just a little bit messier than Access All Areas. Now, talking about Access All Areas, do I think this album is stronger than Access All Areas? Now, the funny thing about it is, the album has the same amount of tracks that Access All Areas had. The 16 tracks on Access All Areas and 16 tracks on Therapy at the Club. And I liked the same amount of tracks on both albums. So I like 8 tracks from Therapy at the Club, and I like 8 tracks.
Ooh, that's not good. Liking only half the album, that's not good.
From Access All Areas. So with that being said, which one do I prefer? Now, according to Apple Music, Access All Areas I prefer, because Access All Areas, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars, whereas Therapy at the Club, it's 3 out of 5 stars. Now, it's a decent album, don't get me wrong, it's a decent album, it's not terrible, it's not the worst. I believe that there is some songs for everyone, and certain songs might grow on people and certain songs might not. I think it's a solid effort from the girls. It might do well in the US and it might not do so well in the UK, or it could flip. My only thing is that I would definitely like to see them push for Cry Ugly as their autumn/winter song, and I think that should be their next single. And also they need to put Remedied extended mix, and they also need to put Leak It.
You know what? People were complaining about how short the songs were, how they didn't have any bridges in most of the songs. And you know, FLO, they always have a remix around the corner. You know, they're definitely Destiny's Child's children. So what would you like on the remix of Remedied and or Ugly Cry? Because I want them to have a vocalist on Ugly Cry, because it can't be just Georgia just singing all over the place. It's just like, she's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, quote unquote heavy lifting, and it's like, surprise me. Let me read some comments here. They all get along, so there's no beef with the girls, but I think if Stella was leading their songs, they would be more mainstream. Oh, Sylvia, what are you trying to do? Stir the pot? They have good songs, but no one song is a hit. Like, they need a bona fide hit. Like, it's just, a lot of the songs are quality, but there's nothing that really like breaks them from the pack. I worry about Barry Gordy / Diana Ross situations. But you know, it worked out for Diana. It just ruined the group. In case any Florence Ballards are created, hopefully this is different. Yeah. Well, you know, this day and age, I think we're more sensitive to that. So I don't think that's going to happen. You was never speaking about Ira. So wait, you was never speaking about Ira. So why put her in your highlights? Max, can you slow down? This is alive. We're actually going to get into Ira in like 10 minutes. I wouldn't say it felt like therapy. No. Okay. Well, chillax, Max. Okay. Because first of all, you might not like what I have to say about Ira. So just chill out for a second. We're getting there. It's alive. Gotta take my time.